What if I told you that you could manage or even eradicate depression and anxiety from your life without medication? And first off, I want to start by saying that what I'm going to be talking about isn't for everyone. Um, if taking medication is right for you, then it's right for you. If you think what I'm talking about is crazy bananas, then taking medication is right for you. Each person has their own journey, and all I could speak about is my own journey and share the information that I get from my journey to see if it helps anyone else. So if you're struggling with depression and anxiety, and that's probably the only things I'll be talking about is depression and anxiety, because those are two of the main things that I struggle with. But if you're taking medication and it's working for you and you have no intention on stopping, or if taking medication is something that you want to do, then go do it. I'm not telling anyone to not take medication. There's kind of a lot to this, so I'm going to start with something that I realized yesterday, and hopefully I can go through this without making it confusing. I was going through my old pictures and videos from my phone, and I came across videos of my younger daughter when she was a baby, and I was noticing how even from like 3 months old, she had a personality. And her personality is so similar to what it is now, too. And she was very persistent and adventurous, and she just didn't give up. And from the very beginning, it felt like she understood that she wasn't capable of doing what she wanted to in her body. There was even a video, there was like this toy that you could push to learn to walk, and she climbed onto the handlebars and was balancing like a freaking circus act. But I took a second and I was like, if she's been acting like that, and I could notice an actual personality from her at a very young age, before she could really even be influenced by anything, right? Where did that come from? And then I was thinking, was she connected to who she actually is? Right? Like who we strive to be. Like we want to tear back the layers of all the programming that we had from family and teachers and friends and experiences, so we can uncover our authentic self. And I was like, is that proof that we are connected to our authentic self? We have a personality, and then it kind of gets distorted, and we change through our experiences. And if you've been listening, hold on. If you've been following me, this whole week has been very difficult for me. And I have been able to take this whole week to go through my grief and my sadness and release it all. And it's been fucking pretty terrible. But it's necessary. And I understand that the reality we live in doesn't really give us an opportunity to go through all our feelings of hurt and guilt and grief and regret that we've had throughout our whole lifetime, especially when you're my age. And there's just so much. 40 years is a long time to go through. But if we can kind of go through it slowly, whether it's writing it down in a journal or diving into it through meditation, I think there's so much that we hold on to. And will think about, even if we're talking to a therapist, I noticed that when I would talk to my therapist, there were certain things that I just didn't want to go into. It didn't interest me. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to cry in front of people. I didn't want to feel that anger. And though it's not fun, I think it's necessary. And I think that's a difference in a lot of cases, not all cases, that when we're at this rock bottom, this low, and we're feeling so sad, and like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, our first thought is, I'm going to take medication to help me feel better. And that's okay. But I think that there really is another option. And it's not a fun one. But there is another option that I don't think is talked about as much as it should be. And so I took this week to go through my emotions, and sobbing, crying in ways that I didn't even, the sounds that came out of me, and I even, as I was going through my old photos, it was bringing up stuff that I was grieving that I didn't even know I was grieving. One of the messages that I got in that was that I had to, good, I am fucking up this video. I guess this is a good time more than any. But after I went through all this grief and sadness that I was experiencing, I went to sleep, puffy eyes. I woke up and I realized that my anger and resentment and bitterness was now knocking at the door. And I'm bringing that up now because I was just feeling so much frustration. Like, I'm a mom 24/7. I get 45 minutes to 2 hours if I go to the gym, depending on if her dad watches her or if the daycare at the gym watches her. And that's all I get, really. And I'm at her beck and call. And there's not much time for myself. Like, even if I'm taking a shower, she's throwing toys in there. And it gets to the point I'm like, I just want to make one video. Like, just let me express myself. Just let me make one video. And I get this frustration, and it brings up all this resentment, this anger towards her dad. And I know that that's the next thing that I have to work through. And it's not even that I don't want to work through it. It's I'm not sure how to release that anger in a healthy way. And so I wanted to express that because I know there's intelligent people that watch and can comment, and maybe some tips on how to safely and effectively release that anger. But I'm going to end up by saying, when I was writing, the one message I got is that I had to lose everything in order to come back to myself and understand my power. So hopefully that helps someone. Now I had to edit this because I let this run for a long time while I was wiping her ass. Okay, bye.